Okay, so that wall we didn't have to touch. And that's what we have to make the rest of it look like. So, here's one we finished. As you can see, maybe saying, what do we do? And what are we looking at? What are we looking for? I mean, that's kind of lame if somebody wants to come out here and recommend me, but they can't see anything that I did. I just got to take their word that I was actually here. Okay, so we did basically all of it except for, I would say we did over 50% of these walls. It's probably about 60%. This is some more. So they want this 100-year-old look. Sandstone turns, ages it with pollution. It's got this black. We got some area here we didn't. We missed the stairs. I did those actually 20 years ago. Those stairs, I just did my mortar joints. I did a lot different. Okay, so here's where we're going. I want to show how we can make that kind of look. Watch out for the flowers. How we can make that kind of look out of stuff like this. This is the prep. We gotta get it all cleaned out. And it looks like somebody, this is part 2. This is after we make the bead, the pipe joints. We haven't cleaned the stone off, and somebody, as you can see right here, somebody left, they didn't wipe the stone off. And so I told her I'd go ahead and get rid of those old dried concrete smears and make it look like the other stuff. So I only got 14 seconds, percent left on my battery. So let me try to get where we're at now. So we basically used a bucket, one of these deals here, on the end of a bucket. We cut it in half, and that's how you get these. There's the pipe joints. And I make my mud pretty consistent. You can tuck point it, you can use a grout bag. Sometimes it's better to tuck point it on these big joints because there's just a lot of, you want to push it back. And so now we're just kind of showing, here, let me zoom out. All right. This is just gonna, I don't know if we can see it. Got a weird glare on the lens. Now remember, a lot of this is from some previous. And you gotta be careful when you bring up. One time I was on a job and I was pointing at some area that they smeared the brick. And I said, our work don't look like none of this garbage here. And it happened to be the homeowner that was attempting to do the tuck pointing, and I still got the work, but it was embarrassing because I was really mean about the way it looked. And I didn't even think about it. Could have been him. So anyways, he was a really nice guy. But you could see how you might want to consider that when you're comparing your work, trying to make the cell, and something that's already. So what I'm doing here is I'm just cutting it straight back. Of course, some parts of the stone ain't allow you to do that because you got the belly sticking out. And I think we got a good size as far as what the original was on here. Pretty fun. What's going to be fun is hiding that. Okay, so I'm trying to hurry here because I don't know when this is going to cut off, or if it loses it. If it does, I don't know. I think it keeps it, it just cuts you off when its battery dies. All right. Some of this we can move faster. Sometimes you got to rinse your tool off so you don't stick it to the stick it to the other mortar that's on the wall. Then it'll pull the whole bead off, and I have done that. I don't know how well you guys can see. Not very often you get to do these, so I'm gonna try to make a video as much as I can. Okay, that's all somebody's old stuff. Alright, getting there. We'll just do this little area right here where it's got smear all over from somebody else. Again, in case you just came in, this is from somebody else. It's concrete that's all smeared right there. You can see how hard it is. Well, I don't want anybody to think I did that, so I offer to do this for free. I figure I can at least get a video out of it. All right. And okay, so there's that. Now we're going to move to the next part, which is, now you can do this, you know, there's a lot of ways you can do this. This isn't the only way. This is just my way that I taught myself. I believe the Lord helped me there, because we know nothing good comes out of Boise except potatoes. I'm just joking. I love it here. It's a great place to raise kids and all that stuff. All right, so okay, I know that I can't move faster than this, so you might need this because you might mess up some of the joints with the sponge. I have some in here. I got one of these. And what I like to do, I know my brother don't like me telling my trade secrets, but you know what? You only live once, and if somebody branches off of my idea, you know, then that's to the glory of God, because you can't take anything with us, and what we leave behind is important. Okay, so you can see I got two colors here. I just basically look at whatever two colors I can find on the job that are mostly the two colors. Everything has black and then a base color. So we got the water here because you're going to need it. So I overdo it on this because here's the reason why. I don't want to have to acid wash the stone. If you acid wash old sandstone, you could bleach it. And oops. So what I do is I just kind of get the edge of the stone, and there's this other stuff that somebody left. We're going to hit some on that, but we're going to have to come back to that probably when I'm done and it dries, more than likely. Okay, then you can get a little bit of water, like about a little bit, and then it'll go a long ways. A little goes a long ways. Try not to get the joint. The joint is more of a buff color. We'll end up putting black on it after, but it's just a kind of a black mineral water. It's not like straight black like I'm doing right now. It's more like just a hint of herring. Okay, so that should be enough for this area. That one dip that I did, because you could always get it wet again, and then it gives you a little more. Now, if it stops going on it, then you gotta start over. Okay, so try not to hit the mortar joint. There we go. This dries pretty quick. It's a nice day today, so, and I call this daubing. I learned it from bingo. They have those daubers. My wife's real good at it. She do 3-4 cards at a time. I'll let them go by me because I'm still looking, and then somebody else will win when I had it. That's how dumb I am. She'll do 3-4 boards. It's crazy. All right, so I basically overdid it because we're going to do this. We're going to overdo it on the... Don't worry if you make a mess, because that's actually going to help. You'll see what I mean in a minute. And we're going easy on these because they just got basically made. Okay. and gets us wet. Just a little. All right. All right. Okay. All right. If somebody caught you doing this and they never seen you do it, they might stop you and go, "What are you doing in my house?" Okay, I hope we can finish this without turning it off. So now I'm going to get one of these sponges, clean water. I'm just going to kind of dab it / press. And I want to make sure the joint doesn't get too wet. So I only want to hit it once or twice. I mean, you only got one shot to hit it in the right place. If you hit it again, then you're going to lose your joint that you just made. And we all know we don't like to lose our joint. I'm joking. That was First Symphony. But she's good. We're all good now. So anyways. Stupid. Okay, now that wasn't coming off. You see how that wasn't coming off, the buff. So we're gonna have to fine tune it. It's because it's getting away from me and drying. That's the thing. That's why you can do it like this, is because you know you're not going to leave it on very long. You can only do a little area. Because if you leave it on too long, then you're gonna have to go over it with a different color that's lighter, because now all these colors are going to start bleeding together. Now I don't want to wipe it off the concrete, that's for sure, because that will wipe off. So we're just going to kind of leave it right there right now. Come back to this. Now I'm going to kind of go over all of it with the black. Remember I said I was going to do and we're starting to lose the bead. That's okay, that's why we got the beater. And we're just kind of letting it pour over it and run, because we're going to actually clean it off with sponges. I'll have to come back and get these areas because I couldn't see where. If you put too much water, in other words, it won't stay over the dry stuff. It'll only stay on the wetter stuff. So what you want to do is come back and do that after, here in about 10 minutes or whatever. So now we're going to do some big time daubing, pressing, more like. Okay, so I'm revealing the old concrete, and I don't like that. It makes me mad, because I didn't know which ones. I got bad memory. It's a short-term memory. My short-term memory is so bad that I caught myself. That's how short it is. I caught myself before it actually forgot. And I was actually in the middle of forgetting, and it was such a short-term forgetting that I caught myself before I realized. It was incredible. There might be a time machine in that. Okay, so there we go. A little bit more of the black. Well, let's take a kind of a. All right. So I hope you can see it. And of course, when it's wet, it's a little darker. So you want to make sure you let it dry before you say you're done and get paid, because you want it to look right. So this is daubing, and I like to make it look like kind of two-tone, because that way, that's what it all looks like after 100 years. It doesn't look like we're losing our joint too much, so that's good. That's a good thing. I'm just kind of tapping it. All right. All right. So, I don't know if you can see that or not, but basically from that to, I can't see it. I hope you can see. All right, that's all. Thank you for viewing. North End Masonry, coming at you live, minutes from Mile High Stadium. I'm joking. I'm in Boise.